I was just sitting there like in disbelief at the fact that the police officer, when it's two victims, you know, it was a white guy that was in a truck that I ended up swerving over and hitting in the process of everything. And turns out that that wasn't his truck. That was a company truck. So he said he had to make the police report. So he called the police. Mind you, if people familiar with my content and know where I'm at, I was in Grand Blanc, Michigan. And if you from there, you know, it's police patrolling all through there. It's always police there. So in the midst of him calling and getting all the information to the police officer or the station or whatever, man, tell me why we were waiting like 30 minutes for the police. And it's a police station literally probably like 5 minutes up the road from where the accident happened. And yeah, we were just sitting there waiting. And then they finally pull up. It was only one officer, and you know, the truck that I hit he ended up pulling over behind me, and he was like, yeah, he said, I seen it wasn't your fault. Seen the whole thing, and we're like in agreement, you know what I'm saying? Everything was smooth when it was between me and him. Everything was cool. He's like, man, it's okay, man. It definitely wasn't your fault, but he said, do you want to call him, or you know, how you want to do that? I said, go ahead, call him. I'm gonna sit here, you know, wait for them to get here, because I knew I wasn't in the wrong. You know, the guy just hit us and ran. So we pull it over, cops get there, and I see him in a rear view talking to the guy in the truck, thinking everything's smooth. So take a couple minutes. I guess he just kind of briefed him, told him a couple things, and then the guy walks up to my window. Now, when he walks up to my window, everything is fine, dandy, cool. And then that's when a lot of stuff started to change. So I don't know. Well, you can assume it's probably because of my skin color. He treated the guy behind me hell of a lot better than he treated me. Mind you, I'm a victim too, and the guy told him, yeah, it wasn't his fault. It was another guy that hit and run and he left off and all that good stuff. The guy that was behind me in the truck, he wasn't able to identify the person. He wasn't able to identify who was in the car, and he wasn't able to get the plate after the accident. But luckily enough, I was recording because I was trying to get this video for y'all, and I was just shooting B-roll footage. You know, I had the camera set up and showing outside and everything, and I was happy to, you know, have that footage because I could use it against him and potentially scavenge and look through the video and see if I can get the license plate, which I did. So cop get up to my window and he's asking me a couple questions. He was like, oh yeah, I heard that you had some kind of footage or whatever. Can I see the footage? So I pulled the camera out and I showed him the footage. And in the video, you can hear the first impact. And I showed him the footage of that. He said, no, the other car didn't hit you. The person that hit and run, right? He said the other car did not hit you. He said, that's the sound of you swerving. He said, I swerved. He said I intentionally swerved into the other lane and hit the truck to avoid or whatever. I said, no, sir. The guy hit my car. It's icy outside. You know, Michigan right now, because we got a whole ice storm and shit. Michigan right now, they're not plowing the roads. So it's very slick and slippery out. And if you watch the video back, you can see that the guy had turned his blinkers on to get into the left lane to turn. I'm on oncoming traffic. I have the right of way because the light is green. So last split second, as I'm getting closer, he decides, you know what? I ain't turning left. I'm gonna get over it right. So he immediately hops over right, but he hits his brake a couple times. If you could watch in the video, you can see his tire spin and then it stop and then it spin again. So when he did that, I had no choice. At the split second that I had no way to swerve the wheel. It was too late already. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried to ease into it, and plus I wasn't going that fast. I wasn't driving that fast. The person in the truck was driving a lot faster than all of us. So the impact was a lot louder when he hit me, or when I hit him over there in the passenger side. So the cop said that I didn't touch, or we never touched the guy that hit me. He said we never touched bumpers or anything. He said, look, it's no damage on your side. I said, sir, it's two black vehicles. I wasn't going that fast. He knocked me off of my trail, which is why I swerved into the other lane. I slid. I didn't yank the wheel and do all the extra stuff. And I said the reason why it's damage on the passenger side more and it's damage on his truck on the corner, is because he was going a lot faster. He said, no. He's like, get out. So I get out, and he said, look, he said, man, there's no damage. You did not get hit by the other car. I said, so what are you trying to say? He said, I'm not saying everything's your fault. He said, I'm not saying the whole incident is your fault, but y'all did not collide. He said, you hit the truck. That was your doing. And then that's when the energy and tone changed, and I started to realize, like, oh, he's trying to frame me to help the other guy that has the work truck. He's trying to use that as a scapegoat because we don't have the suspect. The suspect ran. But they can pull that footage from lights because I know they got cameras everywhere. And I was completely in the right, you know, and I was happy to stay along, and I checked on the guy. Everything was cool. I said, you injured, you good? No injuries, no nothing. His truck was barely even messed up. Barely. Even mine, it's not even that messed up. But I'll put some pictures up and you'll see. So with that whole exchange, like, he pretty much told me to, like, email him the footage and all that. Because he refused to look at the camera. He said, I'm not looking at that. He said, it doesn't matter. He said, I'm telling you that you did not hit him. You hit the other guy in the other lane. Or the other guy didn't, he didn't say I didn't hit him. He said the person that did the hit and run, he said he didn't even touch my car at all. I said, sir, you can hear it in the video. He said, that does not matter. It didn't happen. So when he said it doesn't matter and it didn't happen and refused to see the camera, I stopped talking after that. Because I started to realize that no matter how many times or how much I try to, you know, show him evidence and proof, he's going to deflect it because he don't have any intention on actually helping us. He just wants to help the other guy. So I understood that. And then as I'm leaving, he gonna come over and take pictures of my car and all that other stuff. And he gonna tell me to roll down the window. He was like, see, man, it's no damage over there. He just kept implying that. It felt like he was just trying to get at something, trying to get me boiled up in the crash out and all that stuff. But he was like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You're not gonna tell me that he hit it when there's no evidence of it. He said, I got a good idea. He said, no, wait, I know exactly what happened. He said, and you're free to go. And I'm like, okay. So I drive off and I'm looking in the rear view to see how everything going. And I could just see him talking to the guy in the truck, all laughing and giggling and smiling. And I went about my day, and I just had to go home because I couldn't be out anymore. I couldn't take it. It had me furious because an incident which I didn't cause and that wasn't my fault somehow became my fault. I don't know. I don't know how they got to that point. But I gave him my insurance, my registration ID and everything, put that in the system to make the police report. And for the guy that got hit, they do their own investigation. They can see if they send me anything in the mail and want to take it to court, we could take it to court, man, because I got footage. I'm not in the wrong. But that's why I don't have a video for you guys today. So I just wanted to go ahead and just end the video. I don't know, maybe next couple days, I'm going to try to get back out because it's been -14 here, -2, crazy numbers. So it's extremely cold out here and slippery. They haven't put any salt on the roads and I don't want to chance it out here. So it's probably going to be a big pause in between me making these videos. And in between, I might upload some personal family stuff. And, you know, we took a trip to Florida not too long ago, so I might upload that. But yeah, if you guys like that video, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content, man. It's been crazy out here. But I love y'all. I'm out.